Hello everyone, a very warm welcome. It's great to have you back with us. Today we have a new 18 versus 40 volt comparison for you, focusing on the two most powerful battery planers from Makita. It's the DKP181 versus the 40 version, the KP001. It's probably common knowledge that the 40 volt device is more powerful than the 18 volt one. But how significant is the performance difference between these two seemingly very identical devices? Where are the detailed differences, and which planer should you choose? We'll answer these questions in today's video. So I'd say sit back and relax. Let's get started after the intro. But if you haven't already, quickly subscribe to this channel and activate the bell to not miss any future videos. You can find the current prices to support this channel below in the video description. Thank you for your support, and let's get started after the intro. Some time ago, I introduced these two Makita battery planers to you, the 18-volt DKP181 and the 40-volt KP001. If you haven't watched the individual videos on these two devices yet, definitely check them out. I'll link them up here on the info card because today's video exclusively focuses on comparing these two devices. As a recap, I can say they're both excellent Makita battery planers, whether from the 18 or the 40 volt segment. But if I had to decide which planer should I go for and where exactly are the differences between these two devices, this is what I want to explore in detail with you in today's video. Starting with the exterior, at first glance, one might think both are completely identical, as they naturally share the same color and shape. The only thing that stands out is the large battery on the 40-volt device and the subtle XGT logo at the back. Otherwise, both battery planers also appear to be the same size. Specifically, both devices have an identical length of approximately 325 millimeters, with the weight being quite similar as well. That means the 18-volt device weighs about 3,060 grams without the battery, while the 40-volt device brings a total of 3,130 grams to the table. So we have a weight difference of only 70 grams. The most significant difference is undoubtedly the battery system. Here we have an 18-volt planer and here a 40-volt battery planer, requiring different Makita batteries. For maximum performance and endurance, I would recommend a 5 ampere-hour battery for the 18-volt device and an 8 ampere-hour battery for the 40-volt device. As evident, all of this naturally adds up in the end to the corresponding battery planer. Nevertheless, I can say both battery planers are, in my opinion, very comfortable to handle. Additionally, both handles are completely identical, so there are no differences in terms of ergonomics and handling. The same goes for the controls. Both devices have a continuous bolt for unlocking and a trigger for the index finger on the underside. Both controls are extremely comfortable and easy to reach. The most important control is located at the front, namely the planer depth adjustment. Both battery planers have an identical and nicely sized knob for adjusting the planer depth. The knob moves smoothly and the scale is easy to read. The planer depth is adjusted to 0.1 millimeter increments. With the 18-volt device, we can adjust the planer depth from 0 to 3 millimeters, which is more than sufficient. And the 40-volt device has an incredible material removal of up to 4 millimeters. Both devices are powered by efficient and powerful brushless motors, as evident from the numerous BL logos on the housing. The motor drives the cutter drum on the underside via a V-belt, which sits under this black cover. In this regard, both devices are more than similar, both the 18 and the 40-volt devices. Both planers have a solid planing width of 82 millimeters. Additionally, both devices have a cutter drum with 2 planer blades on the underside. This means, in practice, we achieve a more efficient and larger material removal. Furthermore, it's worth mentioning that these are reversible blades. This means if the blades are worn on one side, we can simply flip them over, essentially having brand new sharp blades again. The corresponding key is included with both devices. What else is there to mention? Since we're currently on the underside, you can see it here at the top in the sliding plate, a total of 3 V-grooves for easy, medium, and strong chamfering of edges, also quite practical. And not to forget the most crucial aspect, the idle speed of the cutter drum. With the 18-volt device, we have an idle speed of 12,000 revolutions per minute, while the 40-volt device boasts an impressive 15,000 revolutions per minute. This could certainly make a difference in practice, but more on that in a moment. Before we dive into testing both devices, let's take one last look at the features on the top side. One of them is the attachment of an edge guide on the front. I can mount the supplied parallel or edge guide on both planers, either on the right or left, enabling a parallel machine guidance. The next practical feature concerns the chip ejection, as a plastic stopper allows me to decide whether the chip ejection should be on the left or right side. Alternatively, I can easily connect my vacuum cleaner directly with a corresponding adapter. To make this even more convenient, both devices have a rear slot for the AWS module, so for those who want to wirelessly control their vacuum cleaner in this case, they can do so with Makita's optional AWS module. However, what I find somewhat strange is this. If you look closely at the slot covers, you'll see a thick black rubber seal all around to prevent any dirt from entering the slot. But now, taking a look inside the slot, after the extreme test, you'll notice a significant amount of wood shavings. However, these don't come from the outside, but from the inside. As I've observed, there's a small groove at the top for the cover lock, allowing shavings to enter the slot from the inside, both in the 18 and 40-volt models. This means that those using the AWS module should also make sure to regularly clear the slot of wood shavings, especially during intensive use, as seen in my practical test following this. For that purpose, I thoroughly put both planers to the test in practice to see how they perform in the extreme test. For maximum performance, I used a large 5 Ah battery for the 18-volt device and a large 8 Ah battery for the 40-volt device. Both batteries were freshly charged before the test. Likewise, I replaced the blades on both devices with brand new ones for direct comparability and optimal results. I started by processing a 75mm wide edge wood in the first power level, which is 0.5 millimeters. I must say there were absolutely no difficulties with both battery planers, as if there were no resistance at all. Consequently, the surface finish was excellent, so I then set the material removal to 1 and 1.5 millimeters. In this area as well, I couldn't observe any significant change. The 18-volt device was only slightly taxed, while the 40-volt device remained completely unaffected, both at 1 millimeter and 1.5 millimeters. Only in the range of 2 and 2.5 millimeters could I notice a certain difference. The 18-volt device had a bit more struggle, meaning the speed and RPM dropped slightly in this case. Consequently, the entire process took a bit longer, but nevertheless, the 18-volt device had enough power to remove 2 and 2.5 millimeters of material. On the other hand, with the 40-volt device, there was no difference compared to the previous operations, so I increased the material removal to 3 millimeters. Reaching 3 millimeters, the maximum of the 18-volt device, there was logically a slight power drop noticeable. Therefore, the speed of the 18-volt device was somewhat reduced. Overall, I can say that the 18-volt device had enough power to remove 3 millimeters quite efficiently. What was particularly impressive was the surface finish, which was still perfect. Of course, not comparable to the 40-volt device. What I find extremely robust is that even at 3 millimeters, the device remains as unfazed as it was at 0.5 millimeters. That is, no minimal power drop, nothing. The device still has enough power to remove 3 millimeters, albeit a bit slower. I tried the same with 3.5 and 4 millimeters, where the power range of the 18-volt model has long been exceeded. And I can also say that the 40-volt device still had enough power to remove 3.5 and 4 millimeters in a very short time. In terms of feel, I would say that the 40-volt device was still twice as fast as the 18-volt device at 3 millimeters. Both devices, as evident, are truly extremely powerful, which is why I conducted the same test again on hardwood. Overall, I can say that the results here were similar to the first test, just shifted forward by approximately 0.5 millimeters. This practically means a slightly further reduction in speed, but otherwise, as you can see in the video, the surface finish is simply perfect. After the test, the remaining battery capacity for the 18-volt device was 2 out of 4 bars, and for the 40-volt device, it was 4 out of 4 bars, which is of course due to the significantly larger capacity. So, I would say let's move on to the final conclusion. Overall, it can definitely be said that both Makita battery planers, both the 18-volt device and the 40-volt device, performed very well. Both devices, as mentioned at the beginning, are actually extremely similar. They have equally good handling, the same features, and almost the same material removal. Only when it comes to maximum power does the 40-volt device have the upper hand. For both private and commercial users with light to moderate demands, I believe the 18-volt device is definitely sufficient. However, for those who want to maximize performance, choosing the 40-volt device is the way to go. You will undoubtedly be more satisfied. So that's it for these two Makita battery planers. What's your opinion? Any suggestions or questions? Feel free to share them in the comments below. I'm looking forward to your feedback. And with that, it's a wrap for this video. If you enjoyed it, please show it with a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and activate the bell to not miss any future videos. You can find the current prices to support this channel below in the video description. Thank you very much for your support. And with that, take care until next time. Goodbye.